So I didn't press the play button on the first lap. I'm on the XT.
So I'm being a little bit careful here. I seem to go faster on the very first lap that I did on the XT. I'm not quite sure why that was, but anyway, just getting into it here. I thought I'd do something slightly different this time, do a little bit of a voiceover through it, talk my way through it. Hopefully you can hear the bike alright. It's a little bit muddy round on this first woodland section, and there's quite a few roots and stuff that can easily kick you off to one side. I must add that the front tyre on the XT is way more road biased. It is a sort of trail tyre, but it's really much more for the road. The back is a sort of an enduro type tyre, but it's pretty worn out. It's not a lot on it. I didn't really prepare the XT for this event. Decided to take it last minute, sort of a few days before. I thought, I'll take the XT, give it a bit of a blast out. There's quite a big drop down here, there. Can't really see it on the video. Some of these little bits here are quite muddy. Again, you can see he's sort of struggling a little bit through it. And there's a section, I think, coming up in a minute where it's way more muddy, and you've just got to blast through it, sort of there. Just give it some beans, or give it the berries. So I've had enough of riding with that guy. Oh, here's Laura. So she's one of my riding buddies for the day, and she's new to that bike. So I think it's her dad's bike, and she's getting to grips with it. And she's also really new to off-roading. She did really well. So I decided to stay with her for a little bit. Stay with her across this more open section. I always think it's so easy to blast past somebody on a nice straight bit, but I just wanted to get a bit of footage of her if she wanted to see it. I actually didn't give it to her in the end anyway, but. And this is the tight section, so you've got two-way traffic here. There's a barrier between the two, so you've got to go fairly slow. I think this is where I decide I'll just go ahead. Nice little jump here. Whoop. Way. And this drops off there. Oh no, it's not that one. There is a bit of a drop off on one of these. So I'm being pretty careful here, because see the front end started to go there, or is it the back end? But those tyres aren't brilliant. I think I could have gone quite a bit faster around here, but it was slipping about a fair bit. Most of the time I wasn't out of second gear. Well, most of the time I was in first gear, occasionally into second. I don't think I ever went into third. This is a pretty bumpy section here. And this is a particularly nasty little bit. It's quite steep here, very rooty. You can see just a little bit of rooty there. And this is quite a drop off, way bigger than it looks on the camera. And I think this next rise you come to is really pitches you right up in the air here. No, it's not this one. It's not that one. I'll tell you when we come to it. I ended up going into those bushes 3 times throughout this day. For some reason I couldn't get that corner quite right. At this point I think I'm thinking I'll see if I can keep up with this dude in front. You can hear him rev out here. He hits the rev limiter. I mean, he didn't get too far away from me, considering my bike's 40 years old. You can just see him now, just approaching that corner ahead, look. And this is quite steep hill, downhill. Quite rutted there, sharpish bend here. The thing is to get nice and tight there, which I figured out later in the day. Again, a little bit bumpy there. Now this is the bit at the end of here that pitched me up. It almost threw me off. There, bang. First time round, the bike nearly pitched me off over the front. And this is a nice little section through here. This is my second lap of the day. And I'm still really trying to get to know how fast you can go, how far you can go until you need to start braking. The suspension on the back of this bike's had it. It doesn't have any damping, so you might notice it a couple of times where it just the whole back end just sort of springboards you up into the air. It's quite a bit fun. And I went super wide on the first lap over onto that grass on the left there, so I was kind of wary about doing that again. See the roots there, you can see it's quite nasty. I sort of got on it here and I had a bit of a moment. I almost went into that fence on the right there. It was really close. And this is all quite nice and flowing. And then there's some big bumpy bits here. And if you watch the bike, look, it's really quite rutted, so it's really bouncing about. Through the trees, rooty here, slow right down, look, those nasty roots. Ended up going a lot quicker through there on the DRZ with decent tyres on. And this is where we go back through that pinch point, the two-way traffic pinch point. Now this is super muddy here, but managed to get some good traction even with a worn out enduro tyre. Didn't get my direction quite right there. This is a nice long section, bumpy but nice, and there's a nice little drop off about here, woof, down there. This guy's on it. And now this is where I wallop the camera, so it goes all a bit Pete Tong at this point. So apologies, if this does your head in, just move on, just stop the video. But it's only a couple of minutes left of the video. And I'm thinking, you'll see Ali in a minute. She's the other buddy riding today. There she is on the left. She'd come off. I stopped to make sure she's all right.
You okay?
To be quite honest with you, I needed a break. Not sure if I caught her up again. I think I might have waited. I waited until this next guy came along. This guy was proper kitted up, so I decided I'd follow him. I think I pretty much managed to keep up with him through the whole woodland section. We had a bit of a moment there, but and when we get onto this open grassland bit in a moment, you'll see the back end start to wiggle about a bit. That just shows you where you've got a worn out tyre. And the front, I'm just nurturing the front round these corners. I really should have put an enduro tyre on the front. I will do, I think, and then I've got it if I need to come out and do something like this. It starts to open up here a bit. You can see the bike's working hard, and this is a bumpy little section through here. See the suspension really going there. And then this is quite a nice sweeping bend. You get a bit of speed up down here. You have to slow down because it tightens up left, and then it opens up, but it's super bumpy. Just watch the bike give it some here. That's the corner I came off on the DRZ right there. But that was later on in the day, and that wasn't at this point. I miss a gear at hit this point. Yep, see the back end really went out there. And then we're at the end of the lap, so just slowing down to come in. But that was yeah, I really enjoyed that. The first lap I think was faster on the XT. I think maybe I just was a bit gun-ho. And yeah, it was a really great day. XT got a run out in the dirt. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.